ties are my favorite ties. Man, I don't know what this is, man. They got me some crazy stuff. It's time to talk about ties. But every once in a while, I got to get dressed up too, you know what I'm saying? Check me out, boy. You ain't never seen nothing like this before, boy. What's up, young gents? Welcome back to my room for another episode of the Mod Gent Show. Today, we're going to be talking about neckwear. We're going to talk both about neckties and bow ties. I'm going to teach you 3 knots. 2 for the necktie and 1 for the bow tie. And that's all the knots you're going to need to know to get your tie game right. Look, there are no rules, but there are some guidelines that you can follow. My thing is that wearing a tie can be exciting. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I like to dress up. I like to put on a tie, I like to get my tuxedo, and never wearing a clip-on bow tie. Ever. Young gents, I think it's super important that at a young age, you gather your senses on how to dress. So you might as well learn now, and you might as well get good at it. At some time, you are going to need to know how to tie a tie and get dressed right. Your girlfriend's gonna invite you to some wedding, or you're gonna have some event to go to, and whenever you come out as a young man that's dressed right, people will notice. Everybody sees potential in the well-dressed young man. I mean, guys, to be honest with you, nobody taught me how to tie my bow tie or my necktie or anything like that. I had to learn on my own. From a young age, I like to go to fancy stuff. I like to wear fancy clothes. I like to put on a tie every once in a while because it feels cool. Look, I take my dress-up game super serious, and so should you. So I set up a little skit with Dustin and Zito to teach you the only 3 knots you're gonna need to know to get your tie game right. Enjoy. Alright, young gents, welcome to the Mod Gent Show edition of How to Tie Your Ties. Man, you see they got me in these stupid clothes, right? Look at this. Look at this. Oh boy! It's dress-up time! It's my favorite! Look, sometimes, young gents, you got to wear a tie. Gonna have to do it, so we might as well get to it and learn this stuff. Oh boy, tying ties is like the best thing and the most fun thing to do in the world, so that we could go on with our lives and do the other fun stuff, because wearing this other stupid clothes just don't make me happy. But I ain't gonna look stupid doing it. I refuse. Oh, whenever I wear my ties, I feel so proper and so cool and a little bit like James Bond. That's just what the gentleman game calls for every once in a while. I feel pretty, oh so pretty, oh so pretty, ha ha. I don't know the rest of the words to that song. Alright guys, so what we got is neckties. And for neckties, you should only know 2 knots. It's going to be the 4-in-hand knot and the Windsor knot. Right now, we're going to learn how to do the 4-in-hand knot, also known as the simple tie knot. The reason that you have 2 knots for the necktie is that one's going to be a dressy knot and one's going to be like a not so dressy knot. And by that, I mean that it's not as form-shaped and it doesn't necessarily look as prim and as proper and as triangular as the Windsor knot. The simple tie knot is the first knot that you're going to want to learn because it is the easiest knot to tie, and it's also a good knot to wear anywhere you would like. If you don't really like wearing ties like Zito, look man, Zito's going to show you how to do it. Don't you worry, young gents. If you got to wear the stuff, you might as well wear it right. You know what I'm saying? You're going to want to learn the simple tie knot to not get too fancy. Well, young gents, it's also important to worry about your tie length because you don't want your tie to go any further than where your belt meets. If it's up here, you're going to look like a goofball, and if it's down here, you're going to look like a slob. This is going to be a more relaxed knot, something that says, hey, look, I put on a tie, but I'm not taking it that serious. Alright, young gents, let's get started with the simple tie knot. First, we got to set up our shirt. We got to button our top button and lift our collar. Say it with me. Button our top button, lift the collar. Button our top button, lift the collar. That's where you want to start all the time. Now you got a fresh slate. Get your shirt straight, get ready. Here we go. You're going to want to set your lengths. This one with the big end is longer. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, here we go. Now, the thick end goes long, the little end goes short. You gotta figure out how long you want to set your tie based on where you want your tie to meet your belt. You're gonna hold the short end, take the long end, and cross it. You grab the big end and cross it over the little end and pull it through the top. There. And then up through. Oh, up through, okay. Alright, I'm listening now. So now that you're there, you're gonna come around. Boom. So do I go this way around? Or come back around towards me. So come around that way. And then in front of that knot. And then here we go. We got what looks like gonna be a tie knot coming up soon. Ha! This is gonna be my knot, pretty much, right here. Then I'm gonna pull it up and under. Pull it through and shove it. Ooh, that sounded dirty. I'm gonna set this tie end into that knot that I was talking about, right behind it. Boom. And then bring it right down into the pocket of the tie. And we're not done yet, young gents. Now you have to form your knot. Oh, there it go. Oh, it's not over? What you mean it's not over? What? I'm gonna pull it and I'm gonna be setting the whole time. Here I am. Look, I'm gonna squeeze it right here, make sure my knot's right. Pull some more, squeeze it, and then the dimple. Don't forget your dimple. Oh, I like a dimple. How do I get a dimple? Oh, okay. Alright, so I put my little finger there, and then I pinch the little dimple in and pull. Oh, look, a dimple! And then there you go. Your dimple is formed. Now you can tighten up. Now with a button-down collar, I always like to loosen a little bit and then unbutton my first button. Yeah, not too loose, not too loose. Right there. Right there's good. And there it is. The simple knot is formed. And I did a good job. Okay, so next up is the Windsor knot. So once you've learned the simple knot, the Windsor knot isn't far off. The Windsor knot is a little bit more of a dressier knot because the Windsor knot looks best whenever it is hemmed up all the way to the top and not worn loose. Huh? If you ask me, the simple knot and the Windsor knot be looking the same. I mean, I don't know what the difference is, and it kind of looks like everything's even on this side and even on that side, and that's just the way I like it. A nice, prim, and proper knot. When you tie a Windsor knot, that means you're looking to get a little bit more dressy than a simple knot. This is not going to be something that you're going to want to wear loose, or is going to even look good loose. It's not even something that you're going to want to wear with a button-down collar. You're going to want to wear a classic collar. So what you're saying is, if I wear the classic collar and not the button-up collar, the Windsor knot is going to look better than the simple knot. I don't know how that stuff works, man. I don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm uncomfortable in these clothes anyway, so somebody help me out, man. This is just a knot for a dressier situation than the simple knot. Oh, alright, so then the Windsor knot gonna look just a little bit more refined than the simple knot. So we got to know both of them? We got to know both of the knots? I don't know, man. I don't know. This seems like a lot of work. Okay, young gents. Let's get down to this Windsor knot. You know what I'm saying? Top button. Got to put the collar up. You know what I'm saying? Pop, pop. I like to pop my collar. The Windsor knot is very similar to the simple knot. Only two things vary. How long you're going to make your tie. Make sure you make your short end a little bit shorter and your long end a little bit longer to make up for the extra room you're going to use to make the Windsor knot. So check it though. The difference in the Windsor and the simple knot is that the Windsor knot has got to give it more space on the long end because you're going to take up more of the slack to make the knot happen. Does that make sense? I'm going to put the long end over the short end just like I do with the simple knot and pull through. When I get there, I'm going to come around, but instead of going over, I'm going to go inside again. Oh, check that out. New stuff. Wait, I don't get it. Wait, oh, so wait, instead of going around, I come through again. Oh, and when that happens, here we go. I got a little knot to play with that I can see is a lot more triangular and it's a little bit heart-shaped, but that's good. That's what you want. You want that knot to be here because that's going to be the shape of your tie. Oh, look at that little thing. That's it. That's what he's talking about right there. Look, it's like a little triangle. It's like a little heart. And you can already notice that this is more triangular and more, what do you call it whenever things are even on one side and they're even on the other? Oh man, I forgot. Triangular. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you pull your tie over your knot, you're going to notice it's already looking prettier than the simple knot and a lot more proper. So pull it through and then shove your tie into the pocket and straighten her out. There you go. Don't forget your dimple. Whenever I pull it up, I can see that everything kind of changes because everything went a little bit wider. So at this time, I'm going to take some time pressing in and forming my knot. This is super important because with a Windsor knot, you're going to want it to look more form-fit and more cohesive. Oh, I got to set my dimple. See, even after I'm done, I'll be set. Got to set my dimple. There it is. There it is. Oh, yeah. And then so I pull it down. So I put it down. Huh? Yeah. Ooh, get the chain. Got to get the chain. Got to get... Oh, that looks so good. I like this. That do look better. This is my favorite one, the Windsor knot. So as you can see, young gents, the Windsor knot is way more prim and way more proper than the simple knot. And that's why I like to wear it with a nicer collar that doesn't button down, because this knot is for the dressies of the dressies. Alright, young gents, last but not least is the bow tie. Okay, young gents, here we go. We're stepping into new territories with the bow tie, which is my favorite tie. Here come the bow tie. Now this don't look nothing like the regular tie, and it looks like it's gonna act totally different, and I don't know nothing. Okay, so there's a little bit of disclaimer with the bow tie. It is not necessarily as easy to tie as the regular tie, but that's okay. The bow tie is one of the most difficult ties to tie, but it's also one of the most versatile. You can wear a bow tie dressed down, you can wear a bow tie dressed up. Whoa, 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 whoa. So what you saying is that the bow tie is harder to tie than a necktie, but you trying to tell me it's more versatile? Okay, so the bow tie can be a little bit more challenging to work with, but at the same time, I find it a little bit more rewarding. For real though, everybody be wearing bow ties right now, so I got to learn how to do this, even if it is a little bit harder, man. Alright, young gents, here we go. Last but not least, the bow tie. Just like the necktie, you're gonna want your dominant hand to be a little bit shorter than your non-dominant hand. But this time, it's just a little bit shorter, like that much. Does that make sense? And then this one just needs to be a little bit longer. Oh, okay, so not too much longer. Alright. I take my longer end and I cross it over my shorter end, and then I bring it up. After I bring it up, I'm going to want to tighten up. You're going to want to tighten it to the desired tightness of your bow tie for the entire night. So make sure you get it nice and snug. I'm going to want to tighten it snug because unlike the necktie, the bow tie is set in where it is and you can't really adjust how tight you got it. Right? Oh, there we go. So I get it to where it would be like that. That's kind of tight. I pull that up over the side. Oh, that could feel kind of cool to do that. So then you throw your longer side over your shoulder to preserve it for later. Because right now, you got to shape your bow tie. So then I'm going to take this side of the bow tie. I'm going to pinch it together to kind of see what my bow tie is going to look like. Looks like I got enough room to have it equal on both sides. And once I figure that out, I'm going to bring in the other side from my shoulder and cross it over. At this point, I'm looking. This is where my crossbar is going to be. And this is what my bow tie, how wide my bow tie is going to be. You're going to want to pull what you had over your shoulder over it and then pinch around. That's going to create this little hole here. And then you want to pinch it around and hold it there. When you hold it there, you will notice that there is a little hole for this to seep through. You pull the other side of the bow tie up and around and through that little hole. So once you figure out that little hole's there, you're going to take what's hanging and gently shove it through. Now this whole time you got to understand that you are forming this bow tie. Once I get it through, I'm straightening it out. Everything kind of seems like a mess right now, but that's okay because I'm going to get everything straight. And then the fun begins, because now you get to shape your bow tie. I like to make sure that my crossbar is straight and crisp, and then I do my initial tug. Okay, right here. Okay, these right here, pull those back. Okay, and then we start again. Oh, and then we pull it back. And then we start again. Oh, that's looking good. I want to make sure that my crossbar is straight. I want to make sure that everything is even. And I want to continue to form the knot. Man, check me out. Man, check me out. Tying bow ties and stuff. Your boy fancy. Your boy fancy.